Tell you guys that one of the things that I find the greatest thing that I've done this far to be able to prioritize is writing it all down. Like writing it all down. It sounds small, just writing it all down. So, what I generally do during the course of a week from a day to day basis is kind of make notes to myself. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And my list would probably consist of maybe five essential things that need to be done, like the next day. Generally, I will make that list within 24 hours, like so I can have time to do it like the next day, for the next day. So I generally do this very often, and it works for me. It literally works for me. You literally won't get as overwhelmed with yourself. You really don't pressure yourself as much if you prioritize these things. Prioritize your things in that manner. Another thing I generally do now, y'all, and I'll share it with you guys, because the new year is here. Happy New Year, everybody. So another Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. So another thing that I would generally do is at the end of the month make a goal list. I'll make a goal list to myself. And like I said, I'll generally do this in like notes. So I will say, for instance, I want to network a bit more. In January 2023, I plan on networking more. I plan on hitting two social events. I plan on connecting with other people in this particular field, and I'll make a list of things that I plan on working towards so that I don't get lost during that month with things that, because with social media and all the everyday things that we go through and we have to do, then it's easy to get distracted and get lost and lose track of what your vision is. So we have to remember on a day-to-day basis what our vision is, what our passion is, and where we're going. What road we're on, and remind ourselves to stay on this path. So 5 things, during the course of a month, 5 things during the course of the day. 5 may seem like a lot, but I generally give myself 5 because sometimes I know I'm not going to complete the whole 5. So 3 is really what I try to do, during the course of the day. Okay. So that's one way I do stay on track with having a business, having children and everything. And then outside that, having to work, y'all, that's, what I'm saying? That's pretty hard. So that's what I generally do during the course of a month and on a day-to-day basis. That's helped me along the way. I don't know if you guys have anything to share that you've done.
I like what you said. Yeah. Go ahead. Write it down. I literally just talked about last night on the call, like writing it down. It seems tedious, but since I've been kind of going along with that, I'm finding notes everywhere of the things that I've been writing down over the past couple years, and it's really helping me. So writing it down is very, very important and helpful.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. That's just like, I think we had talked, all of us had talked last night. But again, it goes back, it's I want to say not scripture, but it's biblical that you write the vision and make it plain. Because if you have all these ideas in your head, and I've learned with one of the people that I listen to, he said, you want to do all these things. It's almost like putting a letter in the mail. So you have all these things that you want the world to do for you. Not the world, you want God to bring to you. So, and if you want it to come to pass, you need to write it down. You need to be specific. It's like putting the stamp on the envelope. You write the date on the envelope, where it's going to on the envelope, and you send it there. But if you got all these things up here and you never write it down, you never put the address on it, you never put the stamp on it to actually deliver it, it'll always be up here.
That's true. Now that's so true.
Okay, Miss Deidre. Most times it's still up there, or you may forget it. If you like me, if you don't write it down, it's like, what was that calendar for the year as a sense of accomplishment because I wrote it down and I completed it. And I like what you said about 5 things for the month, 5 things for the week. Because sometimes I'll write down 10 things, knowing tomorrow is the day not gonna get done. Then I start to feel overwhelmed, and I revamped all of that, and I made it more realistic, more applicable to me. Because I do work, I'm a mom, and you have to set goals, and you have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. But it has to be realistic. It has to be clear. And if it's up here, it's just a thought. You have to write it down. You have to see what it is that you desire, what you want, and you have to go for it. But if you don't write it down, if you like me, it's gonna disappear. So write it down for multiple reasons. Yes, absolutely. Remember what you said. So I like that. Right. We know how we feel about a crowded mailbox. So write it down, guys. Don't leave it in the mailbox. Send it off. Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about I know we talked about, or you just mentioned, and Ms. Pam kind of gave an overview of the topics that you'll be kind of going over. Your different streams, you're a mom, you started your hair business and have that, from years on, and throughout the years, just adding stuff on. How has been that? Or maybe you can tell us some of the avenues that has been helpful, because me, myself, personally, I'm coming from the medical field, and, I don't know if there's any relations to the business world or the marketing world when it comes to that. So when you're stepping out and branching out from what you originally started out as your brand, how is that, and some of the things that you've been putting your hands in?
Oh my gosh, where should I begin with this? One of the things that I realized, first of all, a mentor is important. First of all, a mentor is important. Several mentors are important if possible. Connections are important as possible. Because when you come in contact with people that are elevating and in places, in these high places, they're in, high places where you want to be, then it just makes you want more. So connections are very, very important. Elevation is important. And so I guess I realized I've had a mentor over the period of the last 3 years. And like I said, I ran my beauty salon. However, and creating streams of income from my beauty salon was important to me for the simple fact that I realized I don't want to work behind the chair 24/7. I don't want to work behind the chair 24/7. I don't want to stand on my feet 24/7. And at the same time, we all want to take vacations. We all want to enjoy our lives. So I feel like creating multiple streams of income, passive streams of income, is definitely the way to go. So alongside my beauty brand, what I did to be able to take off more and have more time with my family was create my beauty line. Diamonds Luxury Hair Extensions is my beauty line. And another thing I did, I can say, y'all, I increased my prices. You got to charge what you're worth. Okay, first of all, that's one of the things that I did. My clients value me. I love my clients dearly. They value me. They value your service. If you give out professional service, no matter what field you in, if you're displaying professionalism and you're giving out immaculate service, then people will pay your worth, no matter what it is, okay? People will travel to where you are to pay for what they want. We've heard the saying before. So one of the first things I did was increase my prices, and I let my clients know that I increase my prices. Now, increasing my prices came with being on time. Increases my prices came with giving one-on-one time to my clients. Being available when they need me. You know what I'm saying? So along this time, I had to cut myself short and realize it's not about me, it's about them. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes or another, we have to realize it's not always about us. It's about the people that we're catering to, the people that we're helping, the people that we're helping along the way. So that's one of the things that I did when it came down to my beauty business. I increased my prices. Number two, like I said, I started my hair collection. And my hair collection caters to alopecia hair loss clients. I have several alopecia hair loss clients. And y'all might hear the saying, create something, a need, a need for individuals. And you target that, you know what I'm saying? And it has to be sincere. Like you have to see people, around you needing something, and you provide that service to them because that's what they need. So people will pay for the service. So my hairline caters to alopecia hair loss clients, and that's my target market. That's not all that I do, but I decided to target that market just because if you guys not know, I don't know if you know or not, but the hair industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry itself. So being I've been in business for so long, and I've been a beauty professional for over 20 years. So I realized that I needed to maximize where I was in business to be able to get where I needed to be. So that's two of the things that I did when it came down to the hair industry. The third thing that I did was I started doing classes, and I started putting myself out more. I started offering my service, mentoring to other people that are in need, that need the professional upbringing in the beauty industry, and as well as targeting entrepreneurs and people like that. So I extended my services in those areas. Okay. So another thing that I did, you guys, outside of that, with having this income, real estate, y'all, real estate. I talked about this on my live, and it took a while for, it's over a period of times. But real estate is one of the things that I've got into since I've been a beauty professional as well. So, like I say, the ultimate goal, y'all, the ultimate goal in life is to have financial freedom, true freedom, true freedom. True freedom means being able to take off whenever you can take off. True freedom is not having to worry about, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do this, you know what I'm saying? And we all trying to get there. We all trying to get there 100%. So in order to do that, creating passive streams of income is the goal, is the goal, to be able to get where you can have true freedom, to be able to take off. And I can get into that a bit more because freedom, you know what I'm saying? Some people might describe it in different ways, but freedom to me is being free, like being able to just go and roam, you know what I'm saying, and not have to worry about anything. So, yeah, so.
I do have a quick question for you, and I know you talked about financial freedom and time freedom. I want to know what, and I'm pretty sure in most business companies and most business period, we have the reason why we go so hard at what we do. I want to know what is your why and why you go so hard for what you're doing right now.
Man, that is a good question. My ultimate reason of why I would go so hard and why I go so hard is for people in the position where I've been before. Like I said, I have been in the position where I wanted to know, where I wanted to gain wealth, where I needed to gain wealth. I've been in a position where I didn't have. So the reason why I would say I go so hard is to help other people that's where I used to be, so they wouldn't have to struggle as I struggled coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like to close that gap and to actually bridge that gap. So people wouldn't have to, like, people look like me, people look like me, people look like you, people look like them, whoever, you know what I'm saying? But more so, people look like me so they can know and they can gain this knowledge and get this, this wealth, like get the passive streams of income. So that would be my number one of why I go so hard. My number two, and I have to add this, would be my children. So I can build a generational a legacy that they will have, and so they wouldn't have to fight as hard, and won't have to look for it as well. So I make it my business now to give back and educate everybody around me, because once you're getting to the top, once you get to the top, you realize that you can't stay at the top unless you got everybody in your circle with you at the top, because everybody's gonna want, want. So you gotta help everybody around you too, so that's real important, and that's where I am now.
I love that. Love that answer. Oh my gosh. That's why we developed this forum.
Yeah.
Because the same thing you see, the same thing that you were wanting to do, that was our dream, our passion. And we brought it here.
I love it.
And I'm just grateful that there are so many like-minded people that has come to our forum, and we all think alike.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I was just about to say the thing. It's like God has put in the right people on our forum at the right time, because everybody is aligned with our vision, our mission. Now you said some important things: mentorship, passive income. So out of that, I heard a couple things. Investing. You have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Build yourself in order to be in the right room. You can get in the right room, but you have John Maxwell said something. You can get in the room, but you got to be able to stay in the room. And staying in the room comes with personal development.
Yeah.
Everybody grows at their own pace, but you have to be willing to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable, because when you have a mentor, they're not just gonna sugarcoat it and give you what you want to hear. They're gonna give you all of it. And you said something else: passive income. You guys, I cannot stress it enough, because I experienced it. Having one stream of income is too close to none. And when you have a passion outside of yourself, you can help people. That makes it much more rewarding, and it makes it easier for you to build those streams of income, because you're thinking of other people than yourself. And that's what I love about your why, because it's like it aligns with our platform. We're here to help women, but mainly Black and brown women, because if you think about the percentage of us in entrepreneurship compared globally, we are a minority. But y'all, we have to get out of that. We have to. Well, we breaking the bubble. It's no bubble anymore. It's no ceiling for us. It's just the amount of you willing to work for it. And that's one thing, because you are a busy lady, and I want to request that you drop all your links, your book title, and all of that in the comments, so we can support.
Yes.
I definitely will.
Consistency, being committed. What I know we have our whys, but even with our whys, sometimes we have flaws, and we just find it hard to stay consistent, or find it hard to stay committed. What helped you stay consistent for so long outside of your why? Because we know our whys will push us, but with being consistency is challenging.
Okay.
Tell us your secret.
I had to think about that for a second. What helped me stay consistent? I would say the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about staying consistent and why I stay consistent is because I'm around like-minded individuals that are being consistent, that are having, like, I've trained my mind, I've trained my body, I want more. So I've stayed consistent from being around the energy of consistency, from having this in my space and it might not be exactly at all times, but a lot of times I stop and I examine myself, and if I'm not around the people that I need to be surrounded with, then we gotta do something. Like, we gotta shuffle the deck. You know what I'm saying? So being consistent came from and comes from, at this point in my life, Like you guys, you know what I'm saying? Being around a consistent group of people that will push you to the up to the next level. Period. Period. Okay? Yeah.
Love that. I think that's important. Very important. Yes, because there's that fine line between, okay, this is where I am and this is what I've been surrounded by, but this is what I see now. This is my vision.
Whew.
So that moment of separation, sometimes, it's that fine line of, hey, I'm closing this off, but I've learned that if it has to be explained that way, then that's the way it's going to be explained. Only because I truly, honestly know my heart. And like you say, when you see other people as right in front of you, that they're being consistent and getting the things that you seek, I'll be back. I'll see you later. And you have to separate yourself from that because, man, I tell the ladies all the time, I'm like, I thank you guys because even in a moment where I may be getting to the point where, okay, I know I can get up and do something, but I'm not, they're going. And when I see them going, it's time to go. Later for that, I'll get it done and be consistent. So that is very, very important. I'm glad that you said that. I love that too. I must say, as far as consistency, things come up and just a transparent moment for each of us. There are many times where we could have said, okay, well, no, we're not going to do the call today. Even last week, when Miss Deidre, she had something going on, she showed up.
Oh, yeah.
It was consistent. And Miss Pam, I tell you, the weather is the worst sometimes in Mississippi, but she still show up. And, I have different things that I have in my life that I'm like, and a lot of times I'm like, I really don't feel like doing the call, but because I know what the forum is for, and I know that we need to get this information out. I know our passion. I know that the things that we desire in our lives, the things that we don't want no longer, our children, our community, our families, the people that look like us to go through anymore, we show up anyway. Every Tuesday, go over our time limit and all, and we show up consistently because we love what we do. We love the fact that we get people look like us and they show up and we're here, we're giving information, the information that we learn, we put it on a platform for them. All they have to do is reach out to us. And I always tell ladies, sometimes we feel like, well, maybe nobody's watching, maybe nobody's paying attention. And I say, in a heartbeat, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink because you're thirsty. However, somebody's watching. Somebody is watching. And they will get it when they get it. And then that will be our time when we're like, you know what? There's a saying called each one, teach one. But for me, it's each one, reach one, teach one. Because if you reach that one,